What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Funko 411. On today's episode, we're going to be opening up a bunch of new releases from Funko that have come out the last couple months. I picked up a ton of stuff, a lot of really great new releases, stuff that I'm surprised they hadn't made before, stuff that I'm really glad that they finally did decide to make. So I've got two kind of giant boxes of stuff. This is kind of becoming my more exciting, fun video that I like to do, opening up some of their new releases. So when I see stuff that I really like, I try to grab it so that I could do videos like these. So if you do like this kind of stuff, let me know in the comments. Make sure to hit the like button, do all of that stuff, just so that I know that this is the kind of content that you guys like to watch too. So we're going to get into both of these boxes. Before we get into the Funko stuff, though, I did get a few pops from Hot Topic that I wanted to show off. So let me move these boxes out of the way and I'll show you those first. Oh, and before we check out those pops, I wanted to let you know that I have a brand new mystery box out that's available right now over on my website. This is a Disney Plus Grail mystery box. So it's all Disney themed. So Disney, Marvel, Star Wars. And as you can see, there are some amazing hits in there. I've kind of been planning this one for a long time, putting pops aside that I thought would be really good for this run. And once I got everything together, I mean, there's some awesome hits in there. So take a look at that image that's up on your screen. The box is $90 and it's only 60 boxes. So you get 3 to 4 pops. There's pops in there that are upwards of $300 by themselves. Take a look at those top few rows. So if you're interested, go check out the website. And now you can check out some pops. And the first ones I wanted to show you are these 4 that I mentioned that I got from Hot Topic. These are the Jurassic Park like hatchling line. So they've got the Stigmalotch, which I feel like I always mispronounce, hatching out of the egg. They've got the T-Rex hatching out of the egg, and he's got a little piece of the egg on his head. And then we've got the Dilophosaurus, which I think is my favorite. It's just kind of cute seeing like a tiny version of the Dilophosaurus. And then last they have, whoops, almost dropped it. They've got the Velociraptor hatchling, which is actually, I think, they kind of got inspired for this whole line when they did this one a few years ago. So they did the hatchling raptor 2 years ago at San Diego Comic-Con, and I guess it was popular enough that they decided to go back and do some more of these. So I'm all for it. I love when they kind of stick to the Jurassic Park theme and not Jurassic World, because I'm more of a Jurassic Park fan. So wanted to show those off, but now we'll move on to some other stuff that we got from Funko. Moving on to our first Funko box. Let's see what we have in this one. It's actually been probably a month or so since I bought these, so I do generally remember what's in here, but there may be a couple surprises. So let's move this off over here and see what we have. And actually, this first box, I'm not even going to say anything about this, but I do have something special planned for this box. So Marty in the puffy vest. So we're going to put this to the side. We're not going to open these, but I have something special planned for this in the future. All right, and here's our first box that we'll actually rip open. Let's see what we have in this one. All right, first pop we have is, yes, we've got Cameron Fry from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Now, you're definitely going to notice a theme because now I'm remembering. They released a ton of pops from like 80s movies, so there's a lot of 80s nostalgia about to come at you. Our first one is Cameron Fry. I'm a big Ferris Bueller fan. They, had a few Ferris Bueller pops back in the day that are much older now, so they're kind of adding on to that wave. I don't mind when they do this. I mean, there's only so much they can do with these characters, so hopefully, like, this small wave that they did is it, and they don't do too much more. I did see that they have, like, an exclusive that's at Target that I have not picked up yet, but there's Cameron. And then next up, we've got Sloan, of course. So Sloan Peterson. That one is cool because I don't think they ever did a Sloan. In the prior line that they had, it was just, I think, 2 versions of Ferris and then 1 version of Cameron. If I'm remembering correctly, I'm kind of looking over at the side on my shelf to see which ones I have sitting there, but never had a Sloan. So adding Sloan to the collection is pretty cool. And then, of course, you can't have Sloan and Cameron without having a new version of Ferris. So you have Ferris with the hat and the sunglasses, and this is a cool little addition. It's different than the prior versions that they've done of Ferris. So again, like I said, this is kind of like perfect what Funko, when Funko does stuff like this and it's just a few, new additions to the line, I'm okay with it because then you can kind of pick and choose which one is your favorite if you want to get rid of the old. I think the one that that I liked from the old line of Ferris Pops was like the Ferris dancing. So I don't know if I'll end up keeping all of the Ferris Bueller's Pops, but I did want to pick them up to check them out and show you guys. So there's our Ferris Bueller Pops. And then the next one, I'm pretty sure this must have been like one of the mystery pops, because I don't remember buying this one, and I probably did do one of those like $5, mystery pops that they've been doing lately. So this is our mystery pop, Elmo with Rocco. And you know what? That's not bad for a $5 pop. I know I wouldn't have bought this pop because I bought all of this stuff when it wasn't on any sale or anything like that, so I wouldn't have paid full price for it. So this must have been one of those $5 mysteries, and for $5, that's not bad at all. Summer convention exclusive from last year. There's Elmo with Rocco. All right, we've got two more in here, and the first one is Regina from Mean Girls, and this looks like a very weird, like, misprint on the figure. I'm going to take it out. I like Mean Girls, and I thought that this was cool as like a different version of Regina compared to like that original version. She's got the bunny ears and a little bit of a cool pose, but look at the eyes. I think they misprinted those eyes pretty bad, because as you can see, they're supposed to be way down there. That is like some really bad quality control. What happened there, Funko? Look at that. Check out that one especially. That one, it's just... it makes it look super, super weird. Almost like she's like, I don't know, cross-eyed or tired or something. I'll probably keep this just because it's interesting, but I'm going to want to probably get a better version of that. Yeah, check that out. I'll give you a little close-up there. You can see how off that paint job is. Yeah, that's really bad. Jeez. And then last one from this first box, we have Bender. Now, I did not get the entire set of the Breakfast Club Pops because, again, this was one where they did have an entire set of Breakfast Club characters already, so I didn't really feel like I needed to go get all of these because, as you can see, some of the other ones, there's not anything like super unique with them, but with Bender, this is like, the classic iconic pose from the end of the movie. So this was like a no-brainer. And I feel like this is probably the one that most people are going to pick up from this line, if they're only going to be selective and pick one of them. So there's Bender. Let's go ahead and grab our other box. I know we have a lot more stuff in there. All right, I cleared out all of our pops from that first round because we're definitely not going to have enough room because this is a big box. So again, I really don't remember everything that I bought, but here is another giant box of stuff. So let's take a look and see what we have. So here's box number 1. Box number 2. We've got a little 2-pack of pops, another little 2-pack of pops, and then a single pop. All right, let's move these over here. And we'll start off with this one. Start off with this single. See what's in here. We'll do a little, almost like mystery style. Ready? 1, 2, 3. We've got, okay, that's right. I did play a little bit of Chase Roulette, so I think I got maybe 2 of these because I thought it would be fun to do Chase Roulette. And when I first saw that just now, I was like, what the heck? I definitely did not order that, but I did order this, and I don't even know how to say it. Sasuke Aizen. This has a Chase variant, and I think whenever I got all these, this pop had just released, so I think I decided to just kind of take a chance for fun and see if we could pull a Chase. But obviously just a comment on that first one. And I wonder where the other one is going to be. Is it going to be in here? I feel like maybe that's a better sign for possibly getting a Chase on the other one. Let's see. Ready? I'm going to take a peek this time. Okay, this is not the other one of this pop, so I'm going to kind of put these over here just so you don't see them immediately. So the first one in this box is Jack and Gus Gus. And this was one, my daughter loves Cinderella. So this one was one I was like, oh, I have to get this because this mold just looks so, so good. And she loves Jack and Gus Gus. So it's Jack and Gus Gus sitting in like a little tiny teacup, and check that out. I mean, that is like perfect. This is like Funko at its best when they do creative, cool stuff like this, when it's not just like a standard pose. I really love that. This is like, if they had done this as like a con exclusive and it was just a more limited piece, this could be like a grail piece. But I am glad when they have really good commons like this. It kind of reminds me of, I'm trying to remember the character's name. It was from Sleeping Beauty that they did was like last year. I'll put an image up if I think of what the pop was. It was the owl from Sleeping Beauty, but I'll have the image up. It kind of reminds me of that in terms of like creativity. So I really love when Funko does this. All right, and the second one from our box of 2 is A.J. Brown from the Eagles. I almost actually opened all of these before the Super Bowl, but it's actually even more exciting now after the Eagles taking home the W at the Super Bowl. Of course, had to pick up A.J. Brown. Now, I know we've got Jalen Hurts in there somewhere, so there's A.J. Brown. Not everybody's an Eagles fan or a football fan, but I like the Eagles, so I wanted to pick up a couple of these pops. I did pick up the Super Bowl win, pack that they did at Fanatics. So I'll have that to show you at some point whenever they send that out. But there's A.J. Brown. And then let me take a peek in here and see if we have our other bleach pop or if this is other random stuff. Let's see. Okay, so this is other random stuff, not the bleach pop. It's kind of weird that they put that by itself. Maybe I didn't order 2. Maybe I just did 1. I thought I did 2 of those, though, but here is one of the ones that I just said we should have, and that is Jalen Hurts. So there's our other Eagle. Actually, I might have gotten the other Jalen Hurts too, because there was an exclusive one. So we might have one more Eagles pop in here, but there's the Jalen Hurts holding the football. I'm pretty sure the other one is a Fanatics exclusive, so we'll see if we have that one in there. All right, next up, we've got Ellis Red Boyd Redding from Shawshank Redemption. This was a fun one. I was really excited to see that they were doing a couple pops from Shawshank Redemption. Shawshank's not like up there as like my favorite movie, but I like the movie a lot, and I figured these would be cool to grab because it's fun when Funko kind of finds properties that they haven't made any pops for, and it's one of those movies where you're like, oh yeah, Funko never made any pops for that movie before. It's kind of like, I was looking at some DVDs the other day and I'm like, wow, there's a few movies where I'm like, I can't believe they haven't done like Donnie Darko pops. I was watching Donnie Darko. I'm like, how did they not done the bunny from Donnie Darko? But anyway, Shawshank Redemption, that means that we are going to have Andy in one of these other boxes. So there is Red. Let's get into this one. See what's in here. Maybe we'll have our other bleach pop. So see, this is exciting for me because I totally forgot about a lot of these. But the next few that we have are all from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. We've got Terry Jeffords. If you're a Brooklyn Nine-Nine fan, this whole set is great. See, this is another one where I'm like, okay, you did one of each of the main characters. Now that's it. Don't do anything else. No more Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Just stick to this little set that you've got. There's Terry Jeffords, and I'll kind of show the other ones quickly because, if you're not like a big Brooklyn Nine-Nine fan, you probably don't want me spending too much time looking at these, but there's Charles Boyle as our second one. Then we've got, of course, Jake Peralta. He's got his badge on. He's got his cup in his hands. And then, of course, we've got Amy Santiago. And now that I'm thinking about it, I guess they could expand on this line a little bit and cover some of the characters that they did not do. Like, I'm trying to think of their names. Rosa is one of them. They didn't do the other 2 little buddy cops. What's his name? Scully and who's the receptionist? Gina. So they didn't do Gina. I mean, there's a few that they could do as another wave, but they don't need to do any other like variations of these characters. And then the last one, rest in peace, is Captain Ray Holt. This one I'm showing you that I bought this separately because when I got these from Funko, this one was out of stock. So I bought this one on Amazon. But there's Captain Ray Holt with Cheddar. And man, he did such a good job with this character. Very sad that he passed away. So there's Captain Ray Holt. And then to finish off our Shawshank set, which is kind of a tongue twister, we've got Andy. And I actually met Tim Robbins once at a hockey game a few years back. And a few years, it was probably like 10 years ago now. But cool pop. There's Andy. So 2 pops for Shawshank. And then the last one from this box, we have Ross Geller as the Holiday Armadillo. This was another one where I think oh no, I did pick up Joey. I picked up Joey in the superhero outfit. They've done multiple waves of Friends Pops, and I have I think I know I have the first wave and a couple from the second, but it's one where I'm going to be more selective about when they do these other versions, but this one was pretty funny. So I grabbed Ross dressed up as the Holiday Armadillo. So let me move this out of the way and we'll get to our last box of 6. All right, here is our last box. And if they put them all face down, then we should just see the bottoms right now, and I can kind of do it without seeing any spoilers here. Yeah. All right. So Maybe one of these is another Bleach Pop, maybe not. We'll find out here in a second. Oh, actually, look, yep, it is Bleach. Let's see if we have a chase. I'm going to do it very sideways as much as I can without you seeing it. Ready, set, go. Ah, nope. It is just another common. All right, let me move this off to the side because once I remove this one, you're going to be able to see everything else. Our next one we have is Abby from Sesame Street, which is kind of funny because that Elmo was just a random mystery pop, but I did intentionally buy Abby because they haven't done an Abby pop before, and I kind of like to grab, ones that are unique like this when they haven't ever done the character. So there's Abby. I thought that was a cute one to grab. And my girls, when they were a little bit younger, they really loved Sesame Street. And of course, they loved Abby. So thought I would grab that one. And then we've got 4 more. And one of them is Ducky Dale from Pretty in Pink. This was another line where it's like, I couldn't believe that they hadn't done any pops from this movie before, because if you think back to like the history of Funko when they started doing, the movies line, this kind of would have been right up their alley, right at those early stages in terms of like a license that I would have thought they would have gotten, because they did have, they had 16 Candles, they had Ferris Bueller, but they never had anything from Pretty in Pink. So Pretty in Pink's, it's kind of an underrated one, I think. I mean, a lot of people like it, but it kind of flies a little bit under the radar in terms of like 80s movies. But there's Ducky, and of course, if we have Ducky, we had to have picked up Andy as well. See, and this is one where I don't mind picking up the set because they don't have any versions of these pops. There's not, another version of Andy and Ducky. So there is Andy. All right, we're down to our last 2, and I told you I thought I picked this one up, and I did. It is Jalen Hurts, the Fanatics exclusive. This is him flexing. A cool little pop for the line. Again, if you're not an Eagles fan, probably doesn't mean much to you, but there's Jalen Hurts. And then our final pop, this one I was super excited for. I really love Say Anything. Lloyd Dobler from Say Anything. Again, it's sort of like the Bender pop. It's just an iconic moment from the movie, a shocking one again that they have not made a pop for. So this was like a must-have for me. So there's Lloyd Dobler from Say Anything. But anyway, that is all I've got for you today. That is a ton of pops. I hope you guys like this. Funko really, I mean, this stuff is all right up my alley. They released a lot of really cool stuff this year. The only things, I kind of wish I wouldn't have gambled on these anime pops. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Make sure to hit that like button before you head out. And if you haven't subscribed, definitely hit that subscribe button. I got a ton of other content laid out for the rest of the year, so be sure to do that, and I will see you on the next one.